CPET of the National Action Center, but also of Millions for Mumia. I'm actually reading a statement on behalf of Mumia Abu-Jamal, who had to leave earlier. She was here with us for about an hour. I just want to start by mentioning that it was the movement that brought progressive lawyer Lynn Stewart home, and we should never forget that.
That's right.
And the type of repression that we're seeing with this racist attack on Debo Adegbile, thanks, Johanna. You know, it's part and the parcel of the same racist attempt on any lawyers who dare do what they're paid to do, which is to represent people in court, a constitutional right for that. Berta Joubert is an activist who has spent a lot of time in Latin America, particularly in Colombia, and her statement reads, "Sometimes we comprehend, understand better, see more clearly what is happening in our communities and in this nation when we take a look at what is happening outside our borders." I am referring to the U.S. government behavior, be it local government, state government, and particularly federal government. And this is because foreign policy is just the extension of the domestic policies. What the U.S. does abroad is a reflection of what it does or wants to do right here at home. The attacks against the nomination of Debo Adegbile as Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department reminds me of the complicity of the government of the U.S. with the crimes against political activists in the South American country of Colombia. The aim is the same, to silence the voices that speak the truth and can expose the injustice, the viciousness, the crimes, and the corruption of those in power, and the methods might vary. One example is Colombia, a country that is tied closely to the U.S. and is used against the progressive governments in the area, just as Israel is used against the Middle Eastern countries. In 2012, there were 355 attacks to human rights advocates, mostly lawyers. 69 were assassinated. In the first half of 2013, 37 were murdered. These murders are committed by the Colombian army and the police, but the vast majority of them by the vicious paramilitaries. It is important to note that the paramilitaries in Colombia were created by the United States in 1962 with the aim of intervening in the national security, a war against progressive forces. It is no different that the war exists right here against Mumia, against his voice that brings a clear political message that even trapped within the walls of a prison keeps up with the world developments more than many so-called progressive people in this country. The attacks against Mumia must cease, and our brother needs to be with us right here, free, not only because the case against him is a frame-up, but because we desperately need his unifying force and his active participation in the struggle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
All right.
Woo.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay, so now we're going to hear from the fearless Ramona Africa, the heart and soul of the MOVE organization, and one of two survivors of the MOVE bombing, Ramona Africa.
On MOVE, long live revolution. The first thing I want to say is that John Africa taught MOVE people a long time ago who the real liar is, who the real criminal is, and I just want to point out the reason that Fox News and most of the media don't want Johanna or Pam or anybody else that knows the facts to speak is because they can't dispute the truth. They are liars. These officials, media people are known to be blatant liars.
That's right.
But we the people are not. I mean, this country, its officials, was founded on lies, on rape, on robbery, on murder, on crime. The people are not founded on these things. The people don't operate on these things. But the government does. And people know that. People know that. So let's get down to the real nitty-gritty here. Let the truth will out. Move the concerned family and friends of Mumia Abu-Jamal, any of the committees in support of Mumia have never, ever tried to shut people up. The FOP, any of these, hateful, racist journalists, we had never tried to shut them up. But they consistently try to shut us up and keep us from speaking because they know the lie cannot stand up to the truth. And what will be crystallized to people is that this has nothing to do with Daniel Faulkner. This has everything to do with Mumia Abu-Jamal, the voice of the voiceless, the man that has consistently put the truth out there and exposed this rotten-ass system. That's the bottom line. The only reason people know the name Daniel Faulkner is because of Mumia Abu-Jamal. You ask people the name of other cops that have gotten killed in the last 5 years, and they can't tell you. They can't tell you. But they know Daniel Faulkner's name because of Mumia and their intent to kill off Mumia to try to stop him from telling the truth. But just like their plan to execute him fell through, didn't work, was stopped by the power of the people, their plan to keep him in prison for the rest of his life without the possibility of parole is falling through too because of the power of the people. Because when the people come together and put forth a strong effort, demand what's right, we can't be stopped. And that's the bottom line. On the move, long live revolution, long live the spirit of resistance, long live Mumia Abu-Jamal, long live the Move 9, long live all freedom fighters, and long live John Africa. On the move. On the move.
I just want to say that when you've gone through war, as the MOVE organization has gone through with the state essentially dropping a bomb on their house, you learn some lessons that are imprinted in your soul and in every cell of your body, and that's what explains that incredible speech by Ramona Africa, the soul and heart of the MOVE organization. Because once again, when you've been through war, things become very clear. What side are you on is very clear. The injustice of the system and the manner in which it works becomes very clear. We're going to hear from Tony, who wants to say a few words. Dr. Tony Montero, who's a professor of African American Studies at Temple University and a longtime friend of Mumia Abu-Jamal.
Thank you very much. In case we've forgotten, this is Martin Luther King's weekend. He would have turned 85 a few days ago. And I just want to remind us of Dr. King's words as he led the civil rights and human rights struggles in this country. Because he spoke to white America after a point. And he said to white America, be true to what you say you are about. What you wrote on paper, live up to it. You claim to be the land of freedom and liberty, a land where law trumps everything else. If you're about that, live it. You know, as we stand here and carry out, as Mumia does, our right to freedom of speech, our right to protest for what is right. And you see the manner that so many of our white fellow citizens disrespect this right while claiming to uphold it. At some point, white America has to confront itself and its own contradictions. It is not Mumia that they fear. It is the truth that Mumia represents that white America fears. It is not Mumia that the FOP fears. It is the truth that Mumia represents that they fear. Now, just one last thing. King was fond of quoting James Russell Lowell, who said in the middle of the 19th century, at the height of the enslavement of Africans, truth forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. But it is the scaffold that they build to execute the prophets of truth. It is the scaffold that sways the future. And it is we who are on the right side of history. If this country is to survive the 21st century, if it is to survive, white America, the ball is in your court now. We African Americans have done our best. We have done all that we can do to bring civilization and humanity to this land of profit and greed. White America, the ball is in your court. Do what you said you believed in. Thank you very much. Free Mumia, free the Move 9, free all political prisoners, and let us never forget the exemplary human being that passed away a few days ago, who would have been here with us today had he not died, the great Amiri Baraka. Thank you very, very much.
They locked Mumia up, but Mumia has never been their prisoner. And that's really what this struggle is about, that they've not been able to silence his critique, his analysis, and the dissent that he represents. We're going to bring Sandy Joy to the podium here to say a few words.
Thanks. I'll be brief. I just want to say it's with great pride that I stand amongst my comrades here today. For many years I've been in protest, and I respect and admire each and every one of you. And I want to reiterate everything that you're saying, Tony. You're right. It's not about Mumia. It's about the truth. It's about us standing up for the truth. That's why they're afraid of our message. That's why they're afraid of Johanna being on Hannity. That's why they will continue to try and shut us down. But I just want to say, it occurred to me, you think everybody's got to know about Mumia by now. Well, I was just passing out flyers. 2 people came by and said, "Who's Mumia?" And as I proceeded to have a conversation with them and Betsy joined me, you could see the look in their face that reminded me of me 20 years ago when I came to Temple University as a grad student from the South. I'd never heard of Mumia or MOVE, and I was outraged when I found out that I had not known. And I found out the injustices that were done against Mumia Abu-Jamal and against the MOVE family. And I have become steadfast ever since to make sure that I speak out against it. And I'm not for certain, but I think we have a couple of new supporters from the people that I just spoke with who took some information from us. So I just want to encourage you. Do not stop talking. Do not speak out, because believe it or not, even here in Philadelphia, you're going to run across people, and I do with my students all the time, who don't know who Mumia is, who don't know who MOVE is. So we need to continue. Don't be discouraged. Keep speaking out and give more and more supporters. Just as I came on board 20 years ago, we may just have a couple more who came on today, and that's how we build our numbers. So free Mumia, free MOVE family, free, and long live John Africa. On a move.
On a move.
So I think we need to start taking the streets again and tabling and going to every corner in this town and bringing our petitions and educating Philadelphia. We need to take Philadelphia back. Mumia is Philadelphia's native son. We're definitely beginning a campaign in the streets, tabling, soapboxing in the Bronx in the next month. So we're building this campaign there too, and we want to go to DC and we want to go to other places. Okay, I'm going to bring to us the last speaker. This woman is a powerhouse. I have not met a person